Hello, Pines. We are going to put together for you a really quick thing that we're going to now call Pines Post, which is kind of a ramble of everything that's been going on and everything that will happen in the future. So buckle up again. We're going to go share it and see what we can do. So here we go. And there's a share and then, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. Hey, let me move my little square here so you can see everything. Yeah. So Pines Post for October 2022, because apparently tomorrow is October, which is very exciting, and the weather is finally playing along with us. We wanted to start off with just gratitude. Huge thank you for everyone who helped us with the following things. So the ribbon cutting and the kitchen shower and peace poles. So we'll kind of show some pictures that you may or may not have been able to see. So here we go. The ribbon cutting. This photo was taken by Miss Joy. She took an action shot. So thank you very much, Miss Joy. You can see the ribbon kind of just falling in the picture. And in there, you'll see everyone from the kitchen. So Chefs Paula and Liz. You'll see Veronica and Maria. You'll see some board members in the background there, Chris Colangelo and Tucker Johnson and Laura Dupree. And we'll also see some past Pines board members there, Pam McNair. And let's see who else is in that photo, Diane Hendricks. So thank you very much for everyone that came out. That was very exciting. Also, I don't know if you got a chance to see, but we put it in here that we got a proclamation from the Texas Senate, and so, or US Senate rather. And that was very exciting. So we're working on a shadow box for that. So kind of keep your eye out when that comes. Also, we made a QR code, and that should have taken you guys to get the recipe for the soup spices that the kitchen made for us. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a tube of spices and they're in the front office. So anyone who drops by the front office, if you haven't gotten one, that's where it is. So this QR code will get you there. Also, just go to our website under events and then under kitchen connections. It lives there. Also lives there a link that will take you to our Amazon page. So the kitchen has developed a wish list of items for the kitchen, and many of you have already gone there. So huge thank yous for that. You'll see that they requested 12 of something and that somebody has purchased it. If you go through Amazon Smiles, then we get the donation of your purchase in addition to the item. And then you can have them shipped straight here to Pines. Make sure that you fill out that it's a gift so that we can acknowledge you and send you a thank you. But it's really exciting. Every day Amazon shows up and we have something else to add to the kitchen. So this list will continue to change as we take items off, and as we live with the kitchen, it might become apparent that there's some more things that could help us. So kind of keep an eye out for that. That will live on our website, so you can keep checking that out. Peace poles. Over 200 of these were hand cut by Miss Ashley's husband, class 2 toddler teacher. And so thank you to that. And then all of them came back beautifully decorated. So just thank you. I hope that you had a chance to see that day. But we took lots of photos, so they'll make it in the yearbook and you'll see them. All right. Upcoming events, right? It's fast and furious here. So buckle up. And play along. We're going to talk about infant connections, which we're really excited about. We posted that last week or this week, I don't remember anymore. On Facebook, we posted it. Miss Jennifer and the infant faculty are bringing back. So this will be our first in-person infant and parent class. It is open to the community. So if you have friends or family that have babies, please come. Just call us, message us on Facebook, email us, and let us know you're coming so we can greet people and manage the numbers. So it's going to be every month. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. We'll put yard signs out too, like the week before it happens, to keep you up to date. So we're going to talk conferences, because that's coming October and November. We're going to have another play in the park. So we'll talk about that just a little bit. And then Come See Me Work, which some of you have never been to. So we'll go ahead and explain those. Firstly, conferences. You'll be getting a link that will take you directly to the PCO page. This is our parent only page. You should all have been signing into that, and then we okay you, and then you're part of this community. When it's time, you're going to click on conferences, and then there's going to be this sign-up sheet. Once you get used to this sheet, you know that it always says click here to volunteer. It just means that your name will get popped in there, and that means you're coming for your conference. The conferences are 20 minutes, and so please try to arrive promptly, and then we'll tell you where your conference is going to take place. So we'll do conferences like this twice a year. So these are the fall ones. But we'll talk to you all around the year and all different other times, so don't worry. But and it is our expectation that every single person has a parent conference, okay? We don't let anyone get left behind, because that's when communication falls apart, because you missed the conference. If you are living in 2 households, then we want you both to come. Please do not ask the teachers to have double conferences. You can imagine that if we have doing the same conference twice times so many families that are structured differently, that becomes a lot. So please come together for that conference, and we can make it work. It's all good. We got it. We're here for your children. All right, play in the park. We're getting ready to have another one. This one will also have a bake sale. Please remember that if your child is in extended care and play in the park could be over by the time you pick up, just send them with a couple dollars, a couple quarters, and extended care teachers will walk them down to get their purchases. So there's no problem with that. The biggest thing to remember is that it ends at 4:30. So about 4:20 or so, a teacher is going to come out there and start asking you to wrap it up. Why it ends at 4:30 is because all of the extended care children are kept in the classroom waiting for you to clear out so we can have them come out. We can't mix populations of children who have been dismissed to their parents with children who are still waiting to get picked up. So it's our pleasure. We'll do that once a month, but you got to get off. You're also going to see this sign. We made this one last year. It's a little tongue-in-cheek, but it's important. It says no lifeguards on duty. What this means, and once you see it, you'll get to read the fine print when you come to play in the park, is that there might be teachers outside who are enjoying the day with you, but it is not their responsibility to supervise your children. You have signed them out to your supervision, which means you have to be moving around the playground with them and enjoying them and playing with them, and not sitting on a bench on your phone, catching up with work or Candy Crush or whatever. Because when the children sense that there is no supervision, they will do what children do. And then they get hurt, and then people are looking for teachers. So please, if you choose to do this event, be present to your children. The lifeguards are not on duty. Teachers are getting ready to clean their classrooms and get ready to go home as well. But enjoy the day. Weather should start being beautiful for these things. So play in the park. All righty. Come See Me Work. For some of you, this is the very first one you've ever gone to. So Come See Me Work is from primary through elementary, and it's an opportunity for your child to invite you to the classroom, you, grandma, grandpa, parents, to have them give you a lesson. So it's going to happen on 2 days, and each of those days is right at dismissal until 6:30, really. Until 4 o'clock, a teacher will be present in the classrooms. After 4 o'clock, you're still welcome to come to the classrooms and see the work that has been chosen by your child to demonstrate to you, okay? So your child's going to say, come sit with me, Mom. Let me show you this lesson. And you're going to receive it like a child would, as a student would. It is not a time for you to choose different work off the shelf, okay? The child has chosen with their teacher the work that they feel confident that they can give you a lesson in. And if a teacher is there, please be pleasant and say hi, but it's not a mini parent-teacher conference either. We're just there to kind of lend support if maybe your child forgot what work they wanted to show you. But it's really lovely. And we do this twice a year, once in the fall in October, and then once again in the spring. So be looking out for that. Please come if you're able to. You have 2 days, so you can figure out which day works best for your family. So that's that. All right, another batch of things. Fall parade. This is a big one. It starts promptly at 8:45 in the morning. So it's an unusual start time for us in terms of how we normally do events. Our hope is that maybe you can stick around and not go to work so early that morning. So see if you can do that. When we say promptly, we mean the parade starts and it is done in, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. So if you're running late, you might miss it. And we'll go over what that looks like in just a second. And then we're going to do a food drive for St. Stephen's. They've already been here. It's a food pantry here in Kingwood. It's 20-something years of collecting food for them around Thanksgiving and then Thanksgiving feast. So happy to tell you what is going on with that thus far. What is important to note that it is a noon dismissal the day of the feast. So the feast is November 18th. And so when it's noon, all children go home, no afternoon extended care. We do have morning extended care that day, but noon, everybody is off campus. Okay, so just kind of put that in your planner. And then Thanksgiving break starts right after that for a week. All right, this is what Fall Parade looked like last year. And so it is, as advertised, a parade outside. Each classroom, and I'll show you that in a second, is dressing up as a representation to the culture that they've already started studying in advance of the Winter Cultural Festival. So this is a whole semester of that focus that the teachers talk to you about at Compass Night. We pick a continent study, we pick a country, we pick a culture, and then we do a deep dive all semester. So they'll do a parade around in costumes for you. So class 4, if you're in primary, and class 1 in toddlers, they're going to group up. So the toddlers will be in the parade. They're not doing the deep dive into the research, but they will support them in their study of Dubai. And so class 5 in primary, in concert with class 2 toddlers, are going to do Vietnam. And so that's their studies. I think they're doing some kind of a lantern parade, very exciting. Class 6 in concert with class 3 is going to study Brazil. And so you're going to see that. And I think your newsletters are already supporting some of that. So that's exciting. Lower Elementary North is going to do Vanuatu, and they're partnering with 1/2 of the infant class. So 8 babies will be dressed up in support of Vanuatu. Lower L South is going to be working on Egypt, and 1/2 of the infants will be dressed up in support of their studies. Upper L, they do an ancient culture every year, so they're doing ancient Vikings. And then middle school students in their community are doing their independent research study, but you will see our middle school students wearing orange event shirts, and they'll be out helpful and to you, and then helping the children in the parade. So they're doing a couple of things. So I'll tell you about that in the next slide. Ready? This is my world famous, I made it all by myself, parking lot drawing. You've seen this before, I just reuse it. So this is what it looks like. So it's 8 o'clock, yeah? You're dropping your children off. You're gonna find a parking spot and just stay. If the parking lot gets full, we're going to then put the cones up. Then you're going to start parking on the streets, and you're going to start walking your way back to the parking lot. Okay. The parade will go through the parking lot. So that's why we blocked it off. You're going to start finding your spots. And around that time, I don't know if a giant coffee cup will appear here, but middle school is going to set up a coffee station. and will sell coffee that will help them defer some of the costs of their off-campus trips that they take. But they'll be there for you. You're welcome to bring your own as well. And so that's going to give you something to do, to hang out and talk to other parents from about 8 o'clock until that 8:45 start. Okay. Infant parents, I want you get preferential treatment. You need to, infant and toddler parents are going to line up where the ramp comes down from my office. Yeah. Because infants and toddlers only do one round of the parade. And we want you to be able to see them first. We want you to be able to get a good photo because they will melt. They only have the tolerance for one round, and we want you to get that first, okay? Primary, lower, and upper have the tolerance to do the parade twice. So for your infants, that's where I need you to be. For people who have mobility challenges, I would love for you guys to give them the concrete surface of the parking lot up against the metal fence that separates us from the backyard. That way they can have a nice solid surface to stand on. Everybody else just populate the backyard along the back fence, okay? Because the route, follow the little purple arrows over here, will be that the children will start to slowly come out of the classroom. They'll link up with infants, link up with lower elementary, and then they just go all the way across the parking lot, up into the backyard, and then all the way across. And then when we get back, they'll drop off the infants and toddlers who will now sit and watch the parade go by themselves, and they'll do one more loop. So that's the fall parade. It is beautiful and very well orchestrated. We got this. So I hope that works for you. So that's fall parade. And hopefully the weather's like it is today. So it should be lovely. Food drive the week before Thanksgiving, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll invite you guys to send to school non-perishable food items. They'll collect in the classrooms into great big piles, and then the children with wagons and all sorts of things start bringing them up to the office, and then we get a great big pile, and then St. Stephen's drives by and picks them up and takes them. So they love to sort, they love to count, they love to feel the weight of, pumpkin pie filling. And we love to have those thoughtful conversations about, there are people in our community who will not be able to have a Thanksgiving feast without our support. And so that's an important part of our fabric of who we are. Thanksgiving, the feast, she should be coming back. We're working really hard on this. These photos make me laugh because we have not had a full family feast in 2021, 2020, 2019. We had it in 2019. Okay, so these photos are from then. So all of the students in this photo here are now all in middle school. We would have the upper L students serving food. We will have the food catered by Humble City Cafe. We like to keep our money local. I will tell you that Humble City Cafe is thrilled to have this gig, but they're a little concerned because turkeys are a little hard to come by. So Miss Loopy is in turkey watch with them. So we'll see as we get closer, but turkeys are, supply chain is real. Some other photos, these are kids that were in upper L, but now are all in middle. These are kids who were in middle, who are now all in high school. But this is how it looks, right? Just great big robust families and kids all eating generally outside around the classrooms. This year we're doing something very exciting because it's about time. We're going to rent all of the tables and chairs. We used to eat on every available flat surface that we could put together. We asked you to bring tables and chairs, and I think it's about time that we just have them delivered, have them set up for us, and then have them whisk them away so we can enjoy, because if not, we're here till 2 o'clock in the afternoon cleaning up. So we're excited about that. And Miss Gina worked really hard to find a local vendor, a chamber member, and we're doing it. And so we're really excited. So put this on your calendar. It is Thanksgiving that we eat in the morning, and then we have a noon dismissal for that day. And I'm just giving you the sensorial impression now, but you'll get more details as we get closer. All right, couple more. Snowball run. We're still figuring this out. Last year we did a running club, hugely successful. We're going to continue to do that. We're just trying to figure out what the crescendo is at the end, but we have a little bit of time, but it's the first week in December. Winter Cultural Festival, like I said, the work that the students are studying now will lead up into that. That's on a Thursday. It's a noon dismissal. And then the program is 3:30 to 5:30, that late afternoon, early evening. The 15th and 16th they're two back-to-back noon dismissal days. One's a noon dismissal day in anticipation of Winter Cultural Festival. The Friday is in noon dismissal because then that leads us to the winter break. And then that will take us until January 2nd, and then we'll come back on the 3rd. And all that's on your calendar, and it's all on our website. The calendar lives on our website as well. All right, so just some pictures from last year. These are students running in the backyard for the dashes. And because we didn't have a great big physical run, we were able to Photoshop our kids into a professional run. So that was a lot of fun. So thank you for that. And sponsorships and things will start clicking along end of October, early November. All right, Winter Cultural Festival, kind of like what you saw at International Day of Peace, but actually so much more. We'll have lots of alumni, lots of past families come back and visit us. It's more of a homecoming for us than anything. Every family gets a passport, or rather every child gets a passport, and we go door to door and get them stamped as you visit all those cultures. And we're going to have food tents. And last year was the first year we did that. So we've learned a lot, and we're really excited in the kitchen now that they have a good sense of what it looks like is going to help us out a lot with organizing that. So each of the cultures will have food represented, and we'd love your participation in that. So food tents will be there. That'll be in the middle school parking lot. And then this was all of us moving around the classrooms last year. So Winter Cultural Festival. Now time for a Pines service announcement. A little commercial break brought to you by Pines in the middle. Again, I'm trying to talk fast because I know nobody has enough time for any of these things, but here we go. These are just some gentle safety reminders, okay? 1, gate. Please, again, you read this in the handbook. One of the things that we're really guilty of is being too nice. So please shake your head yes when delivering unfortunate information and say, I'm sorry, I can't keep that gate open for you. And then you close it. Invite that person to go to the office. Even if they're just a parent that left their tag in the car, they need to go to the office. There's no way that we can expect that you should know everyone. And I really would ask you not to put a parent, and especially a child, in the situation of holding a gate open for you. We try really hard to know everybody, but not every parent knows everybody. So just keep that gate closed. There's no reason for us to have one if we're opening it up for everyone, okay? So that's that. The other thing that I'm doing a lot of is reminding people, especially extended care, to turn your engine off when you're going up to the school to retrieve your child. There's no reason for it to be running. We've already announced that some things have gone wrong with cars running, so please just don't do that. And then this is just overall, I know that you're aware that recently that we've had a child hit in Bear Branch and a child lose their life in Kings Mill from being struck by a vehicle when people were distracted by something. And so our parking lot is not any safer than our street, than your street, than the highway. So children remain buckled in their car until they're pulled up to the front, buckled before you pull away, and there's no need to be on a phone or doing anything that would take your eyes off of children darting about, okay? You knew that. All right, now we're back. I discovered this the other day. The CDC's website gets changed all the time. And this was a game changer for us. So I'm going to give you the website for it at the end, but it's so simple. They now have an isolation and exposure calculator. We're going to use this when you call us, but I invite you to use it yourself so that you know the answers. You're going to go there and they're going to ask you a question. Have you tested positive or you've been exposed? One of those two answers takes you one of two ways. They're going to ask you if you have symptoms or not. You're going to click one of those two. It'll then take you someplace else. The decision tree asks you to put in the exact date that you have had symptoms and then submit that date. Following that, they'll ask if you've had a fever or not, and then magically they'll tell you when you're supposed to leave isolation and how long you're supposed to wear a mask afterwards, and that's it. And so it's beautiful. So when you guys call us, this is what we're going to use. If you're sitting at home trying to figure out what it is, if you take it, you can send us a screenshot and say, we took it and we're going to stay home these days and come back that day and we should be fine. So it is just something that we're just going to have to manage from now on. There we go. So much easier than 2 years ago. We know so much more. Yay. All right. Cool stuff going into the future. So now I'm talking next semester. I'm talking May 6th, 2023. If you have not been to our event before, if you're looking forward to the event again, I want to tell you what are some things that have been happening because of the generosity of last year's and what we're looking forward to for next year. So you funded a trip for teachers to go to the International Montessori Council's convention. It is in St. Petersburg. So far, it's still on. That's the organization that we are accredited with. And so we're very grateful for that. So Miss Kristen in class 6 primary, Miss Alexandra in lower elementary south, and myself will be traveling there for about 4 days to absorb all the international wisdom and to present. And we're very excited. Pines is also a sponsor this year. So that's our way to give back to this organization that does so much for Pines. So thank you for that. We're also having a new awning put in with some of the proceeds from the event. And so I don't know if this can orient you, but this is a bird's eye view of the lower elementary building. And this awning then wraps around between the back of that building and upper, and then takes a left that connects Kitchen Connections. So now as children are walking to Kitchen Connections, they won't get wet. Teachers are retrieving snack, they won't get wet. And then the lunch, when it gets delivered, has a path to connect to the other awning. And so that's being installed right now. I think Saturday of this week, it will be complete. They're doing as much as they can now. And then over the weekend, they'll do the noisy parts because we don't want to interrupt the students in school. Also, this drawing does not do what we're doing justice, but we are doing the surround around the infant garden, which is right in the center of our property, closest to the peace pole. That will happen over the winter break, but monies from the event are going toward that. And then we're having this kind of surround go around the peace garden. And so it should look extra beautiful for the event this year, since we tend to use the center of our property a lot. So thank you for that. That's on the books and we'll do that. Other things that happened at the event was that we sold spots for teacher experiences, and one of them was wine and watercolor. So we've completed that one. And so these are all the parents and myself and Miss Catherine who completed our sunflower lesson that was given by Miss Valerie, part of our middle school faculty. So thank you for that. We had another set of families that hosted at their home an Oktoberfest last month. So thank you very much to the McCartys and the Jackmans and everyone that participated in that. All those proceeds went to everything that we did here on campus. We fulfilled Chef of the Day. We have another Chef of the Day next month. So families were bidding on these to give students opportunities to hang out with teachers in a very special way. So this was the food that Min produced for us, which was wonderful. We had Earth Connections for the day. And so that was a beautiful day to be Miss Humera. And so thank you for that. Also, this one knowing how hard it is to find a parking spot, you guys may want to outbid the Clint Ritchie and the Jackarans, but reserved prime parking gives you a guaranteed parking spot for all of our kind of high holy events here. So, but if you are coming to school on one of the big days, like the fall parade, Thanksgiving feast, winter cultural festival, and you pull into the spot and you see this sign, gently reverse your way out of there, because these two people paid for that spot, fought other people for that spot, and it's theirs. So just do that, and we'll all play well with others. But yep, that will go back up for rebid in May at the event. So right now, 2 families have it. Next Friday, this magazine, this catalog is coming home. It's called For Small Hands, and it has so many of the beautiful materials that we use in the classrooms. They are things that you can purchase for holiday shopping or put away for birthdays and other special events. When we place an order over $500, which is really quite easy, the school gets 15% back in a credit that then we can use to buy other specific Montessori materials from the teacher version of this catalog. And we can then give you guys free shipping. So when those sheets come home, you can fill them out, and then you're going to check a box if you want them to be held in the office so that your children don't see them. And then we can coordinate that with you, or can we just go ahead and send them home because you don't care. But we're very happy to play along with you. But it's a beautiful magazine. And if you ever want to ask your teachers what's in the catalog that my child actually uses in the classroom, very happy to do that. I already got my list started already. So there we go. Some other things that are left over from the event that you might want to check out. This will all be on the parent website. Miss Gina, I think, just clicked it now to be live. Tea for toddlers, only for toddlers. There is a pumpkin painting class on October 27th. We've got 4 spots left. If you want one of those 4 spots, you click volunteer, and then that tells us that we can debit your account or put on your invoice $35, and then your child is enrolled in a pumpkin painting class after school with some toddler teachers. This is for primary and both elementaries. Running club will start as a precursor to the snowball run. That's going to start soon, and we'll give you more information for that. The running club that people signed up for at the event will take place in the spring. People said that they really enjoyed running club, so we're going to do the fall one kind of attached to the to the fall run. Take that back, snowball run. And the one in the spring will be the one that was based on the event. We do, for primary and both elementaries, have 2 nature walks, one for primary, one for elementary. And those will take place after school November 7th. We have 3 spots remaining in each of those. First 3 people who get them, those are $35. That's an after school walkabout on the property in the green belts for the older students. And then this one, we still have spots available. It's available from infants through middle school, and it's Parents' Night Out. We're going to advertise it now, even though it's not until February. And we're doing that because we need to figure out who's saying yes so we can secure staffing for it for all the different ages. It's $50 per child, and it's from 7 to 10 p.m. We kind of put it right before Valentine's Day weekend. So if you guys wanted to have a nice little Valentine's Day, enrolled Pine students can stay here with us. They can come in their jammies, and we'll have snacks and watch movies, and it'll be beautiful. So that will be there for you guys as well. If you signed up for any of these at the event, you're good. Your spots are already there. Okay, so no worries on that. So honestly, that's all we can think of. That's a lot. I know some of you have been really kind, and you've been watching this, slowly and rewinding it and trying to figure it out. But we're really grateful. We're getting great feedback on it. So let me just wrap this up and get it on YouTube for you. And we just thank you. The weather feels wonderful. The children are having a blast outside, and we're just really grateful to be a part of your family. Okay, we're going to try to pull these off like once a month. If that's okay with you, let me know how that works for you, and I'm going to stop recording. Alrighty.